Before we jump into the felony murder rule, let's put felony murder into context with a little background. The American common law is a form of law which comes from the Old English common law. This English common law is best defined as being derived from judicial decisions instead of statutes. Unless repealed or replaced by a statute or criminal code, these laws may still be in place. Under this form of law, a murder was defined as a homicide committed with malice aforethought. The homicide was the physical act of the murder and the malice was the mental part or guilty mind that must occur simultaneously. The physical part is known as the actus reus and the mental part is called the mens rea. Usually, the physical act is easier to prove when there is a dead body that is the result of the actions of another. While the guilty mind is harder to show, the common law gives us several methods which can be used to demonstrate malice. Malice, in criminal law, can be defined as the intent. In a murder case, there are 4 ways to show malice. However, only one of these 4 types of intent need to be shown to reflect malice. They are intent to kill, intent to commit great bodily harm, a reckless indifference to human life, or intent to commit a felony. This intent to commit a felony is known as the felony murder rule. Under the common law, a killing, even an accidental killing committed during the attempt, or in the course of a felony, may suffice for malice. Therefore, malice can be implied by the intent to commit a felony. Only crimes that were listed as felonies were available to use for the rule. The felonies were murder, rape, manslaughter, robbery, sodomy, larceny, arson, mayhem and burglary. These felonies were collectively known by the memory device Mr. and Mrs. Lamb. There are a few limitations that exist with the use of the felony murder rule. First, the defendant must be guilty of the underlying felony. If they have a valid defense to the felony, they cannot be charged with a murder. Second, the felony must be independent of the killing. If the killing is a direct result of a crime such as an assault or battery, then it will not suffice, since a battery is not distinct from the killing. Third, the death must have been a foreseeable result of the felony. And finally, the death must have occurred before the defendant's flight from the scene and has reached a place of temporary safety. The final limitation is known as the red line rule. Under common law, the red line rule states that the defendant is not responsible for the death of a co-felon that results from the resistance of a victim or the police. This red line rule is the majority view on the felony murder rule. There are 2 additional views, the agency and proximate cause, that are minority views. The agency view holds that the defendant is liable for murder, only if the murder was committed by an accomplice. Under the proximate cause view, the defendant is liable for the death of an innocent victim if that death was caused by a third party due to the defendant's guilt of creating the situation. Finally, modern statutes, which have replaced common law in some jurisdictions, have changed which felonies are included in the felony murder rule. These statutes tend to include felonies that are inherently dangerous to human life such as battery, robbery or kidnapping. Thank you for watching, we hope this helps in your studying.